runs. First run on me. Out. Stop the line. Go again. Right. Ready. Go. Come on. Stop. Go. All the way across. Center yourself. One more run after. Ready? And go. Here we go. Go, go, go. Build it through, build it through, build it through. Well done.
son los años.
Yeah, they're all over here by me. I already talked to them. Sorry, yeah, they're all over here. I already talked to them. field level? Yeah, I'm right here. Yeah, they said. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, no, I talked to the ref. I was like, "Do you want me to be over here with you?" And they're like, "Nah, as long like we know you where you are, so we'll see you." Okay. Yeah, no, I asked them and they were like, "No, like we're good."
MLS preseason rolls on in Indio. Two of the league's youngest clubs, Austin FC and St. Louis City SC, get day 2 at the Coachella Valley Invitational kicked off. Welcome inside the Empire Polo Grounds. We are off and running between St. Louis City SC and Austin FC, along with our broadcast team. I'm Jake Griffith. Thanks for joining us all day long on this beautiful sunny day in Indio, California. Both of these sides coming off identical 1-1 draws on day 1, Wednesday here at the Empire Polo Grounds at the Coachella Valley Invitational. For St. Louis City, it was a first half strike that put them up, an own goal. RSL would equalize in the second half. Those two would play to a 1-1 stalemate. Austin FC, on the flip side, they had to rally from behind, conceded an early goal in the 8th minute to the reigning MLS Cup champions LA Galaxy. They pulled back level in the 79th minute to ultimately take the point against Galaxy. Very nearly Austin FC found the winner in the 83rd minute. CJ Fodry hit the crossbar. As St. Louis trying to go forward with it. Not many options there as it's out of the reach of Klaus. And it will be an Austin FC throw in. A look at how Austin FC starts things out under their first-year head coach, Nico Estevez, the former FC Dallas manager and Columbus Crew assistant coach. Going with a 4-1-2-3 look. Brandon Vasquez, number 9 up front, the transfer from Monterrey, the $10 million man, will lead the charge on the offense for Estevez and this Austin FC side. As for St. Louis City SC, under the direction of their own first-year head coach, Olaf Melberg, going with a bit of a 4-3-3. Melberg, less emphasis on formation, more emphasis on fluidity for this St. Louis City SC team. Players have roles, but less so positions. They have areas that they can roam across the field, such as João Klaus over on that far side of the attack. It's headed away from him and cleared away. We do have a whistle from our center referee, Drew Fisher. And that will give us the match's first stoppage. Not just a new look on the touchlines for this Austin FC team, bringing in Nico Estevez, parting ways with the only coach the franchise had ever known, Josh Wolf, in the offseason. But they've also brought in, as previously mentioned, Brandon Vasquez, also Basar Sabovic. That signing recently finalized. Mirto Ozuni also comes in. They bring in Ili Sanchez, former LAFC midfielder. As Austin on the attack, they'll swing it to the outside. Vasquez takes the touch. Now here's Sanchez, shot parried away, and Roman Berkey thrust into early action for St. Louis. Ranked 9th amongst all MLS goalkeepers last season in total saves. It concedes the corner. .177 corners a season ago for the Verde and Black. On that far flag, curled outward, attacking the header, and a short clearance from St. Louis. Work back to Guilherme Biro. Trying to step up for the interception, and now Austin does win it back. A counterattack here as it's laid off to Wolf. The flag will come up. Offside was Austin FC, and that will erase the counterattacking opportunity. A bit of a high press here for Austin FC early on out of the gates, as Vasquez will give chase and try to force St. Louis into an issue. Pass through the midfield, intercepted, and this is steered back to Brad Stuver, the 33-year-old Ohio native, former NYCFC, Columbus Crew, and Chivas USA netminder. Work to the near side, it's Bukhari. Now Brendan Hines-Ike, the former DC United back. As Austin FC loses ground, they'll guide this back to Stuver, who will try to clear some pressure off. Deft touch there for Vasquez, looking to get it back to Vasquez, and a sliding attempt from Joachim Nielsen will cut that out, and it will be a whistle for a stoppage. The St. Louis City SC side continuing to roll through a few changes with their roster. Konrad Valum comes into the club on a loan from Slavia Prague. They also bring Timo Bumgartel in on a free transfer. Several names that St. Louis City SC fans may be familiar with gone, most notably amongst them Jose Kojima, transferred to San Diego as this one lofted up ahead, and it's guided back to Stuver again. Kojima later ends up with DC United as we have a whistle and a foul in the midfield. The St. Louis front office, led by sporting director Lutz Pfannenstiel, not afraid to mix things up, and in fact, Pfannenstiel was quoted in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch recently, as there is a St. Louis player down off a challenge. It's Simon Betcher, and that will draw another whistle from Drew Fisher. Betcher still down in a heap. Fisher will wave the St. Louis City training staff out to the pitch. Betcher was clutching that lower right leg. Four goals in just 9 appearances last season for Betcher. As we look at the challenge again, collision and Betcher goes down. He is still down, being looked at by the training staff. Not what you'd like to see early on if you're Olaf Melberg or St. Louis City SC fans. The St. Louis City SC side dealt with a bit of an illness that wiped out a large portion of its roster for Wednesday's fixture against RSL. Most of those players back healthy enough to at least potentially appear today for City SC, as Betcher is back to his feet and will walk off under his own power, a welcome sign. Meanwhile, it results in a free kick for St. Louis, as Edward Leuven, one of City SC's designated players, over the ball now. Play back underway as this swung to the near side. I was looking for Kyle Hebert, the Canadian, and it is cleared away by Osman Bukhari. Biro just has to hack away at it. City SC wins it back for a moment, and now Vasquez trying to turn on this for Austin FC. Out wide, O'Brien will catch up to that. For this Austin FC team, it's not just about what they bring in, other than Brandon Vasquez and Sabovic and Uzuni, as we mentioned. It's about who they don't bring back as well. Alex Ring, Matt Bersano, Ethan Finley, Matt Hedges, their contracts all not renewed in the offseason. They also transfer Sebastian Driussi out to River Plate for a club record transfer fee brought in. Driussi and Ring, the two longtime captains of this Austin FC team. But Austin coming off back-to-back seasons in which they missed the MLS Cup playoffs. Trying to change things up and get Austin FC back in to the playoff picture. Worked to the outside, good ball work here as Perea has it now for Austin. Cascante. Austin really trying to go down the top side of the attack on that far touchline, and St. Louis coding it well defensively. They'll work it to the near side now. It's Bukhari. Looking for options, he'll switch it back to the outside. In a crowd, a short clearance from St. Louis. It falls to Giannis Horn, and his clearance gets as far as the midfield stripe. Cascante now gives it up to Heinz Ike. Worked over to Bukhari. Wants to cut to his right and does. Now Bukhari will switch it again to the outside. It's laid off for Gallagher. Again, bend but don't break for this St. Louis City SC defense. Austin FC starting to plant their flag in this end of things. Here's Wolf, the club's first ever homegrown signing. Wolf signed at 16 years old. Was extended back in October through 2027. They view him as a crucial piece to get to where Austin wants to go. This one from distance. They'll carry up high and wide. That will be a goal kick for St. Louis City SC. As I was saying earlier, the St. Louis City front office not afraid to switch things up. Lutz Pfannenstiel, the sporting director, was quoted in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch earlier in the week by saying, "It doesn't matter how long you're here. If the best 11 are completely different from last year, so be it. It's a competition." St. Louis not wanting to rest on their laurels from that inaugural 2023 season that saw them win the Western Conference. They had a bit of a comeback down to earth season last year, finished 12th in the West table with 37 points, ultimately firing Bradley Carnell mid-season. Carnell ending up at Philadelphia Union as the new Philadelphia head coach. This worked up ahead. Austin FC pleading for an offside flag. They won't get it. Martel tries to roll that through the middle. Intercepted by Austin, looking to clear the lines now. This one whipped up ahead. Bukhari will run that down. Bukhari going to cut to the end line and denied. Now Bukhari centers a ball, and it's cleared out for an Austin FC corner, their second of this first half. An impressive spell of possession for this Austin FC attack, had it pinned deep in their own end of things, and then a long ball forward. Osman Bukhari runs that down and earns another set piece for Austin FC, as Wolf will take this from the near flag. Wolf sails this in. Out with the punch is Berkey. Two saves already for Roman Berkey, a native of Switzerland. As Austin FC continues to apply pressure on this St. Louis City SC defense. Approaching the 15th minute here in Indio, California. Austin owns the matches. Only 2 shots on target, and they have the matches 2 corners. Bukhari gives it up to Heinz Ike. Nudged forward, this is Wolf. Wolf rolls this through, falling through the 18, toward the end line, and cleared off the line by St. Louis. A frantic moment for St. Louis City SC, but they clear it off the line. Now Vasquez header on goal, and it's stopped by Berkey again. City SC moving through the midfield with it. Down goes Vollum, and that will result in a St. Louis City SC free kick, trying to find some footing offensively. Nilsson with space to move, gives it up to Klaus. Now Nilsson will get it back. Kessler had it for a moment, the former Virginia Cavalier, as Henry Kessler gave it back up to Berkey, and now Berkey will try to stretch things out. Intercepted by Austin FC and headed back on. Bukhari leading the charge. Bukhari, centering pass, falls through again. St. Louis pleading for a handball, won't get it as it's won back by Austin. Counter pressing as the Verde and Black. This to the middle, Bukhari heads it high. And Berkey will let it drop in the gloves. There was a whistle. So far, it's been Austin FC, the better team out of the gates in these first 17 minutes. Forcing 3 huge saves out of Roman Berkey. Here's Hebert, rolls it forward. Simon Betcher is back out on the pitch, number 11 in white for St. Louis. Good to see after he went down just 6 minutes deep with a bit of a knock. And now Nilsson, long pass ahead. Betcher trying to take the touch in traffic. Still on it is Betcher. Now Klaus's shot is blocked. And that will be a City SC corner. The long passes for St. Louis worked at times last season, completing 1,501, the 18th most in MLS a season ago. That time the long pass ultimately results in a corner. As Hartel over at the far flag. Hartel, in swinging ball. Batted away by Stuver and headed away from danger by Bukhari. City SC still on it though. Akil Watts, second ball in, looking for Klaus, who heads it wide. A good answer from the St. Louis City SC attack after an extended spell of possession by Austin FC and St. Louis's own defensive third. The Klaus header wide though, and we still play scoreless, 0-0. A short pass through the middle, telegraphed and headed away by Hartel. Volum battling in with Danny Pereira, and that will be a free kick quickly taken by St. Louis. Here's Leuven. Leuven coughs up possession, worked back ahead to Bukhari. Numbers here for Austin if they can move. Bukhari trying to force the issue. Just too many white shirts for Osman Bukhari to beat. St. Louis City SC a bit out of sorts as João Klaus will concede possession back to Austin, and they'll safely guide this back to Stuver. Much like what we saw in the second half against LA Galaxy on Wednesday. As this long pass ahead to Vasquez. Vasquez, still Vasquez now, looking to center it, and it deflects off the boots of Jader Obrian. Officials say it was touched by a St. Louis City SC defender, so third corner of the first half coming for Austin FC. Much like, though, what we saw in the second half against LA Galaxy on Wednesday in Austin's Coachella Valley opener, Austin really controlling possession here through large stretches of the match. Out swinging corner, bouncing around, it falls to Pereira. Perea, second ball, lofted to the back post. And a whistle will wipe it out. Being on the wrong end of the possession battle is something that St. Louis was accustomed to last season. They averaged the 5th lowest possession in Major League Soccer, just 46.7 for the 2024 campaign. That is something that first-year manager Olaf Melberg, part of his philosophy as a coach, that fluidity that we talked about at the top of the broadcast, less about formation, more about fluidity. They do want to hold on to the ball a little bit more. Worked up ahead as Klaus lays this one off to Hartel.
Is there a way to turn the brightness up?
That ball rolls across the touchline, and Austin FC and Julio Cascante, the former Portland Timbers back, throw it in. Austin really likes what they've seen so far in this first half from Osman Bukhari. They continue to work it to him on this near side of the pitch as Sanchez steps up with a midfield interception. It's Bukhari. Options for Bukhari. Will cut to the end line. Now Bukhari plays this central, a short clearance from St. Louis. Billy Sanchez will have the throw. Again, Austin able to switch things very quickly with the long pass. This is Biro. Now Wolf. Wolf will get it back. Now Biro ahead to Bukhari and given up to Wolf again. A goal and 4 assists last season for Owen Wolf. A turnover, though, for Austin FC. Klaus trying to turn on a counter for St. Louis City. Laid off to the outside. Vollum shot is stopped by Stuver. Brad Stuver finished the 2024 campaign among all MLS goalkeepers, 3rd most saves, notches his first of this match. Konrad Vollum, the newcomer on a loan from Slavia Prague, he was the one who helped unlock the contest for St. Louis against RSL on Wednesday. Ultimately goes into the books as an own goal against RSL. Now Austin FC probing here. Perea gives it up, intercepted by Vollum. Nilsson gets it back now. Still St. Louis here, left off for Vollum, who sidesteps a challenge from Bukhari. Worked ahead, it's Hebert. Hebert trying to cut to his left and was denied. Good defending by Biro. St. Louis City opts to cycle this around to the far side. City SC showing good patience on this approach. Kessler lofts it forward to the near touchline. Hebert now rolls it to the end line. It's Watts, and Watts can't catch up to it. It will be a Brad Stuver goal kick. Stuver's goal clearance gets play back underway. As Vasquez can't hold on to it on the aerial duel. It's headed out, and Henry Kessler will have a throw for St. Louis City. Make that Kyle Hebert. 2 caps for the Canadian senior national team for Kyle Hebert in his career. 27-year-old, 20 appearances for St. Louis City SC a season ago. Looked up the far touchline. Valum in the area, and that forces a clearance from Julio Cascante. Johannes Horn, the 27-year-old out of Germany, currently on loan to City SC from FC Nuremberg. He will throw it in for St. Louis City. A long throw, headed away by Heinz Eich. Austin tried to volley it away, but the possession lives as Edward Leuven able to keep it alive. Leuven has it now. For the switching ball. Flag will come up from Munir AR and St. Louis City SC in an offside position. To the 28th minute now, still looking for one side to break this scoreless deadlock. No options ahead. They have to give it back to Stuver. Stuver will put a right foot into that as Vasquez goes down. And Drew Fisher, our center referee, says play on. Here's Hebert now. Gives it back to Betcher. Looking to roll this in behind to Klaus. And Klaus clattered into by Cascante. That will earn a free kick for St. Louis City SC. And Austin FC players argue with Drew Fisher.
I mean, you've been doing it like 5 times. That makes sense.
Much of this first half has been dominated by Austin FC, but St. Louis starting to assert themselves the longer this first half carries on, as Leuven, one of City SC's designated players, will take this sharp angle set piece. Leuven tries to curl it in, falls to the back post. Klaus whiffs on a shot. Martel has his pocket picked, and now Wolf and Austin FC looking to turn on this. Just held up by the challenge from a City SC defender. That results in a whistle, and it's quickly retaken by Austin FC. As we mentioned earlier in this broadcast, St. Louis has been active in the transfer window ahead of the upcoming MLS season. They have added more players in this transfer window than any MLS team. And that trend even carries back to last season as well, as this lofted up ahead, looking for Betcher, who will run it down. And Betcher taken down. St. Louis started last season with the 29th largest payroll in the league, and through all of their moves they made through the season and continue to make now, to 21st in terms of payroll size. Hartel will take this free kick for St. Louis City. Hooks that to the back post. Again, headed away by Austin. The second ball served back in, though. Down goes Cascante, and that will draw a whistle and a card, our first booking of this match.
Oh.
It's Edward Leuven shown yellow for St. Louis City SC. Cascante was trying to race out of a crowd with it, and he went down a little hard. You saw him just before taking that free kick, trying to stretch that left shoulder out a bit. Play is back underway, though. Austin looking to regain a bit of their offensive form, and that's one way to do it, as Bukhari will draw a whistle, and this will be a free kick in a promising position if you're Austin FC. Owen Wolf, the 20-year-old out of Georgia, over top of it. Team leader in chances created a season ago. Wolf to the back post, and out comes Berkey, lunging to make the grab. There's 26 chances created for Wolf, the team's returning leader, I should say, in chances created from a season ago. Gallagher with the interception, the former Notre Dame Fighting Irish defender. Now pressure collapsing in from St. Louis City on Austin FC. Stuver has to move quickly with it. Wolf able to fight off one challenge now. Has to work it ahead to Bukhari, a foot race. Bukhari not the first to it. Kessler was there, but Kessler rolls it across the end line to concede the corner. That's 5 first-half corners for Austin FC. Wolf again. Wolf, they short the corner. Perea gives it back to Wolf. There's Perea looking for the cross, finds it back post, and again Berkey is there, using all 6'2" of that frame to go up for it. And a quick rollout gets St. Louis back under possession. Advantage played by Drew Fisher. Vollum, the give and go, back to Conrad Vollum. Still Vollum now. The cross comes in, and no one there to tap it home for St. Louis. Wolf trying to race past Kyle Hebert, and Wolf is taken down. That will be another whistle from Drew Fisher. Drew Wolf slow to get up. .36th minute of action now, still no score between these two sides. A long pass looking on the outside to O'Brien, and instead it will be a St. Louis City goal kick. Austin had controlled possession for about the first 21 minutes of this first half before Verde and Black began ceding control of the match a little bit back to St. Louis, but Austin FC has quickly re-grabbed the steering wheel. There will be a change of possession via the throw-in, as Julio Cascante will toss it in. Make that John Gallagher with the throw-in for Austin FC. Challenge applied by Leuven. And a turnover forced by St. Louis in the midfield. Kessler guides it back to Berkey. Felt the pressure there from Danny Pereira. And again, it goes out. Austin will have another throw on that far touchline. Again, John Gallagher will throw it in. Gallagher, 3 seasons on that Atlanta United team, including on the roster in 2018 when they won the MLS Cup. Worked up ahead again to Vollum. Kessler cycles it to Hebert near side. Hebert was denied that near channel, has to turn it back to Kessler. And around the horn it goes again from St. Louis City SC. City SC will have the throw in. Over to Hebert now. There's Kessler, acquired from New England Revolution back in August by the St. Louis team. 98 appearances for the Revs in his career for Kessler. Kessler gets it back from Berkey, but has to quickly move with it. Pressure coming from Bukhari. Kessler will go clattering to the grass. Bukhari pleading with Drew Fisher, saying, tapping his own shoulder, saying he leaned into me. Drew Fisher having none of it. Play back underway off the quick free kick. Hebert searching for options. There's Hebert now. Hooks this pass to Klaus in the midfield. Lays that off to Horn. Horn's pass cut out. Lifted away from danger by Austin FC, but headed back on by St. Louis City. Advantage played by Drew Fisher. Klaus with it now. Now a St. Louis player still down behind the play off that challenge that resulted in the advantage. Looks to be Betcher again, who had to leave the pitch momentarily within the first 6 minutes of the match after a challenge from an Austin FC defender. Another short free kick taken by St. Louis to resume play. Nielsen lifts it ahead, looking for Vollum. Conrad Vollum adamant that it should be a St. Louis City SC corner. Drew Fisher disagrees. Instead, it's a Brad Stuver goal kick. As we're into the 41st minute now, still no score between these teams. Despite the short history, very familiar with one another. St. Louis, during the regular season, owns the advantage in the series, 3-0-1. City SC's first ever MLS win came against Austin FC. And a 3-1 victory. St. Louis also got the better of the Verde and Black the most recent time they met, April 14th, 2024. There's a strong challenge from behind. Kader Obrian, the former FC Dallas midfielder, a bit slow to get up, and now Obrian is back to his feet. For just a preseason exhibition, this has been a bit of a physical first half. These teams both going for it. Very much so has the feel of almost a regular season match. The physicality and the intensity that these two teams have played this first 45 with. Approaching the expiration of that first 45, into the 42nd minute now. Worked up ahead again, Bukhari. Bukhari tries to dribble past Kessler and cannot. There's Biru. And Heinz Ike will give it back up to Wolf. Good pass from Wolf, lifted in the area, and again falling through. Danny Perea, a nifty little lift into the 18. Austin FC have had a look at that a couple times by working it down this near channel, and then the cross or the quick lift inside the penalty area, but every time they've had it, they just haven't had somebody there. Here's Heinz Ike again. Wolf tries the quick dish off to Bukhari, and that catches the hand of Kyle Hebert. Draws a whistle from Drew Fisher for the handball. Another whistle as Perea goes down, and now Perea having words. Again, this has been a physical first 45 minutes. Perea having some words with Edward Leuven for St. Louis City SC. 44th minute here in Indio, California. Still no score between Austin FC and St. Louis City SC. Important to remember, no added time or stoppage time in these preseason friendlies. So when we reach 45, you can expect the whistle from Drew Fisher. Stick around. Coming up at the half, we'll take a look at all the action around the Coachella Valley Invitational, the schedule for the rest of today, previewing tomorrow's matches as well. Also, first half highlights for you coming up on the halftime report here from Indio, California. Final 30 seconds of the first half as Wolf airs this one out, and Berkey will come off his line to grab it. There's the whistle from Drew Fisher. Halftime has been reached in Indio, California. A first half largely dominated by Austin FC in terms of possession, but neither side can find the breakthrough. We'll head to break. 0-0 through 45. Halftime report when we return. Back in Indio, California, no score through 45 minutes of play between St. Louis City SC and Austin FC in our first matchup of Day 2 of the 2025 Coachella Valley Invitational. It was a first half that was largely controlled by Austin FC. They had extended spells of possession, 5 first-half corners as well for the Verde and Black, but no score through 45. We'll head back to break and return to Indio. Back in Indio, California, it's halftime in our first matchup of Day 2 at the 2025 Coachella Valley Invitational, 0-0 between St. Louis City SC and Austin FC through 45 minutes of play. This is not the only action going on around the Coachella Valley Invitational today. 4 matches across 2 fields. San Diego FC and NYC FC getting set to kick off. San Jose and New York Red Bulls will take place later today as well. We'll head back to break and return to Indio. Getting set for the second half here in Indio, California between St. Louis City SC and Austin FC. No score through 45 minutes of play. A look at some first half highlights for you. While no goals, Austin FC did dominate the possession. It all started early on with a tough chance on Roman Berkey that he parried away, and AFC would continue to turn the screws after that. Austin FC finishes the first half with 5 corners. Also had 3 shots on goal. This one very nearly rolling in on what Austin FC believed to be a penalty that Drew Fisher, our center referee, did not award. It was cleared off the line by St. Louis, but Austin FC would be undeterred. A header from Brandon Vasquez on goal at Roman Berkey, and then after about the 21st or 22nd minute, St. Louis would find a touch of its offensive footing. A header from Klaus goes wide of the near post, but St. Louis would continue to move forward, looking to find that elusive first goal. This shot from Conrad Valum is stopped, and that is basically how the first half went. What started out as a dominant first half in terms of possession for Austin FC turned into a bit of a back and forth affair in the midway stages of the first half before Austin wrestled control back of the match there in the final 5 or 6 minutes of the first half. Physicality was also a big theme in that first half. We saw 12 combined fouls plus two yellow cards, I should say, delivered out by our center referee, Drew Fisher. Does not have the feel of a preseason friendly, air quotes, between these teams. It has been intense, it has been action-packed, and both of these sides desperately hunting for the breakthrough to start this second half. Remember, it was Austin FC who in the second half against LA Galaxy on Wednesday controlled the possession, ultimately found the equalizer in the 79th minute, and very nearly, thanks to CJ Fodre, found the winner in the 83rd before the post denied Fodre. Austin will look to continue some of that trend from the LA Galaxy second half into this second half against St. Louis City SC. We'll head back to break when we return. The opening kickoff of the second half here in Indio, California. Back inside the Empire Polo Grounds in Indio, California, it is time for second half action between St. Louis City SC and Austin FC. We are back underway, thanks to the whistle from Drew Fisher. A 0-0 stalemate through 45 minutes of play. A physical affair. No changes at the half for either side. And quickly ahead with it is Austin FC, racing forward, trying to center this ball. It's buried. Hadair O'Brien breaks the scoring open seconds into the second half. Austin FC are out and running in Coachella. It was 7 goals and 4 assists a season ago in 31 appearances for Hadair O'Brien. He unlocks this contest mere seconds into the second half. Again, the top side of the attack, a point of strength for this Austin FC team against St. Louis this afternoon. At the restart, 1-0 Austin FC. Through 45 minutes, Austin had the statistical advantages in terms of corners with 5, 3 shots on target as well. And now they have the lead on the score sheet to show it as it's worked back up ahead to Klaus. Klaus will roll it through. Here's Vollum. Vollum's centering pass. Caught a piece there of the foot of Hartel, a short clearance, and now a whistle sounds from Drew Fisher. Nico Estevez and this Austin FC club hoping their dangerous front three will produce more goals exactly like what we saw minutes ago. Austin already back on possession as it's intercepted by Yarrow and steered back to Berkey. This was an Austin FC team that scored the fourth fewest goals in all of MLS last season, tied with San Jose, the current wooden spoon holders, as we have another whistle from Drew Fisher. It was the second straight season for Austin FC scoring less than 50 goals. They netted 10 fewer in 2024 than they did in 2023. A big reason why they made the big splash in the transfer market by bringing in a player like Brandon Vasquez 2 seasons ago during that 2022 campaign when he was in conversation for the Landon Donovan MLS MVP award during his time with FC Cincinnati. 26 goal contributions for Vasquez, 18 goals in his own right. Plug a guy like that in up front on this Austin team as Klaus offside, and the flag will come up to show it. Turns a lot of heads in that Western Conference, a strong Western Conference as it is. It's not just Austin that has made big splashy moves out of the West. We mentioned St. Louis has been active in the transfer market as well, bringing in Vollum and Baumgartel, among others. Just giving up to Cascante, who looks for options and now played ahead to O'Brien. O'Brien will roll it forward. Gallagher races it down, and Gallagher goes down. Will be a goal kick. But around the West, Colorado Rapids shoring up the defensive side of things, bringing in Awazim and Murphy from Cincinnati. You also have Houston making the big splash thanks to the new cash trades rule. Jack McGlynn from Philadelphia beating out multiple European clubs to sign Jack McGlynn or acquire Jack McGlynn. Collision in the midfield results in a whistle and a stoppage. One of the biggest questions in the Western Conference is how the defending champions will look. Ricky Puig out for majority, it's expected, of the upcoming season due to that ACL injury. Dejan Joveljic, speaking of the cash trades rule, traded to Sporting Kansas City. Had a chance to get a look at Joveljic in the 9 shirt for SKC on Wednesday night. LA does bring in Gabriel Peck. The biggest question, though, other than the defending champs in the West, has to be San Jose, who we will see on field 1 here against New York Red Bulls coming up after this match. We have a whistle and a free kick awarded to St. Louis. A complete culture shift expected in San Jose. They bring in Bruce Arena, hired him as the club's head coach, also their sporting director, and immediately Arena and the franchise have gotten to work reshaping that San Jose roster. Joseph Martinez brought in 14 goals a season ago to lead all scorers for CF Montreal. They acquired Chicho Arango from Real Salt Lake. Bruce Arena, the winningest coach in MLS history, has a track record of building and rebuilding franchises, and former longtime pro Jamie Watson, as this whiffed on and cleared away, said, and talking about Sporting Kansas City earlier in the week, that that's the perfect hire for San Jose because winning is contagious. And he brings up a good point. When you bring in a guy like Bruce Arena to a franchise that had had success long ago but wants to get back to that hallowed ground that they were on, San Jose, a 2-time MLS Cup champion and multiple-time Supporters Shield winner, you have to bring in a guy like Bruce Arena. It'll be fascinating to see what he's able to do with San Jose this coming season, how those pieces click together. Quakes were bested by Portland in their Coachella Valley opener on Wednesday. 2 straight goals conceded before getting one back. Glancing header here from Vasquez. It's worked up ahead to O'Brien. Not much doing offensively in this match so far for St. Louis. They do have 2 shots, 1 on target as this guided back to Stuver again. St. Louis City has had some issues breaking down this Austin FC defense, and here comes Austin FC again. Dancing through challenges is Guilherme Biru. A tackle there from Akil Watts will disrupt it, and now Drew Fisher blows the whistle again. The aforementioned Guilherme Biru signed a 1-year extension with an additional option back in January. Vollum tries to hook this to the outside, whiffed on a clearance as Hebert picks up the pieces. Looked to lay it off, thought he had Watts, and instead it was an Austin FC player. Another interception for Owen Wolf. But Wolf coughs it up. And now Tomas Ostrak able to draw a free kick for St. Louis City. Somewhat of an inviting position here for City SC. Ostrak, 14 appearances, 2 goals for St. Louis City SC in 2024. Have to expect St. Louis will try to serve this to the near post. It's Leuven in a crowd, headed away by Austin FC. Berkey will hoof this back down and again headed away, that time by Julio Cascante. Time and space here for Brandon Vasquez to deliver. And the flag comes up. Osman Bukhari got a little ahead of himself, and that will be offside. Both of these teams under the direction of first-year head coaches as St. Louis gets it up ahead to Betcher. Vollum's pass to the ball cut off. It's cleared out. St. Louis City will have a throw in. City SC and Austin FC, 2 of the 12 MLS clubs that made head coaching changes in the offseason. That coaching carousel was moving very quick as expectations continue to rise amongst MLS clubs. Teams starting to shorten the leashes with head coaches a bit. Long throw coming from Horn. Headed to the back post. Leuven whiffs on an opportunity. And now a chance for Austin FC to get it ahead to Vasquez. Yarrow all over it for St. Louis City SC though. Promptly won back by Bukhari. Sidesteps one challenge. Here's Heinz Ike now. Austin FC will switch up the pace just a bit. Four shots on target in this match for Austin FC. Their lone shot on target of the second half has gone in thanks to Jader Obrian. Obrian on the ball now. Hounded from behind, and Akil Watts ultimately whistled for an infraction, and Austin FC will have another free kick. Biru. Congestion in the midfield and another whistle. This time though it will be a City SC throw in, and St. Louis City SC will make changes now. Celiu Pompeu will come on, as will Tomas Totland. Reinforcements arriving for St. Louis as this stalemate 0-0 carries on. Klaus will exit, as will Giannis Horn. 30 appearances a season ago for Totland. 34th most interceptions among all MLS backs a season ago. An important piece on the defensive side for first-year head coach Olaf Melberg. Guided back to Berkey and given back to Yarrow. Across the touchline it goes. Change of possession will occur via the throw in. How about this Austin FC team though? The way they have consistently applied pressure in this match. They picked right up where they left off in the first half, jumping on St. Louis quickly out of the gates. And they continue to assert themselves here in this second 45 minutes. Coming up on the hour mark played, it's Jader Obrian, his goal in the 46th minute. The difference so far. Telegraphed pass, intercepted by Gallagher. Quickly counter-pressing is Austin FC. Gallagher lifts it, back post, headed toward goal by Bukhari, and wide of that far post. Another example of the new life that Nico Estevez has breathed into this Austin FC attack, how quickly they pounced on the counterattack. Bukhari puts that a little bit more on goal. They easily could have 2-0. We do have another St. Louis player down off an aerial collision. That is Simon Betcher again, the former Vancouver Whitecaps forward. He has had a rough go of it at the office today. Had to briefly exit the pitch in the 6th minute after a challenge, and since then has had multiple aerial collisions that he's been slow to get up from. Both sides will use this extended stoppage to get a bit of a water break. It's not your typical February here in the Palm Springs area in California. Temperatures currently here in Indio approaching the 80-degree mark, hovering around 77 degrees. Austin FC will make changes, a significant amount of them. Verde and Black will trade out essentially their entire starting 11. Leo Vaisinen will lead the charge onto the pitch for the Austin FC subs. Alexander Svatak comes on as well, as does CJ Fodry. Micah Burton, the 18-year-old from the United States, on the pitch as well now for Austin FC. St. Louis quickly trying to capitalize. Vasilev on the pitch now for St. Louis City. Go at Diego Abacara. Lifted up ahead, it's Pompeu. Takes the touch in traffic. Muscled off the ball. Good defending there by Austin FC. It will be a Brad Stuver goal kick.
Which one?
An hour logged for the starters for Austin FC, including that front three of Vasquez, Bukhari.
Yeah, I was following that.
Dating back to that LA Galaxy match, I should say, as we have a whistle and a foul. The offense looks promising for Austin FC. Yarrow with it now for St. Louis City. There's Nielsen. 14 international caps for the Swedish national team across 2016 to 2022. An opportunity to counterattack now for Austin. Barca, no options on this near side. Back it goes to Svatak. Here's Watts. Offensively, as this match carries on, St. Louis is looking for some consistency. Haven't seen many strung together possessions for St. Louis. That looked promising on the offensive side of things. Around the midway point of that first half, did have a couple looks, most notably the Klaus header that went wide. Up ahead, Pompeu will race that one down. One-on-one with Svadak, leaves it off. The shot at Stuver, bobbles it but makes the grab. That's more of what St. Louis City is looking for. A good chance created by the pass from Celio Pompeu, laid off to Marcel Hartel. Burton able to slip it forward, and now countering again is Austin FC. Coming to the outside, now back to the inside, to his left, turning, firing, Burton fires it wide. A prompt response from Austin FC off the St. Louis City SC chance. Just walking into the facility now, New York Red Bulls, their match coming up after this one here on Field 1 against San Jose Earthquakes. Bit of a reunion for San Jose's head coach Bruce Arena, former New York Red Bull head coach. Now Yarrow has it over on the far side. Tries to step past one defender, coughed it up, and it was cleared away by Jan Kolmanich. A whistle, though, sounds from Drew Fisher. And it will be a St. Louis City throw in. And back towards Stuver. Austin FC continuing to solidify its identity under its first-year manager, Nico Estevez, as Nielsen will win that defensive duel. Trying to take the touch around traffic, and it's given back to St. Louis City. This is Ostrak, who is taken down, and that will be a free kick. Jimmy Farkerlund, the player, whistled for the infraction. Berkey will switch it to the near side. It's Vasilev. Vasilev coming off that productive January camp with the United States men's national team. 2 international caps for Vasilev. A lift up ahead. St. Louis in business now. Betcher has to hook one through the middle. Cleared away, but a short clearance by Austin. Worked back on to Pompeu from Vasilev. Pompeu cuts to the inside, lays it off to Hartel, looking for Watts. Hartel will pick up the pieces. It's Vasilev now. Gets past one defender, now looking to beat a second. Vasilev on the give and go. Vasilev's shot deflected. Quickly worked up ahead to Farkerlund. Just out of the reach of C.J. Faudre. Ostrak gives it back to Hebert. Long pass ahead for Hebert. Touch taken by Vollum. Lays this off to Pompeu! Pompeu misses wide.
Is that the guy who, okay.
Celiu Pompeu has been productive in the limited minutes he's seen in this second half. Had the chance he created on the shot that was stopped by Stuver earlier in this half, and now has a rip at goal and just misses that near post. It was all set up by the service from Kyle Hebert, and now a turnover in the midfield by Austin FC. A counterattack developing for St. Louis City. Here's Hebert looking for options. Left that delivery flat, intercepted by Farkerlin. That turnover, a prime example of one of the issues that plagued St. Louis a season ago. They completed just 80.1% of their passes. That number needs to go up a little bit, have to be a bit more decisive and crisp with your passing. Burton slow rolls it to the outside. Now Kolmanich. Such a good story is Jan Kolmanich. Joined this club on loan from Maribor back in 2021 as that pops into the gloves of Roman Berkey, whose drop kick will jumpstart things for St. Louis. And it goes back to Stuver. Kolmanich has worked so hard to get back on the pitch for Austin FC. Suffered that torn ACL in preseason training back in 2023, caused him to miss all of that season. Returned last year, made 15 appearances, 3 assists for the Verde and Black. St. Louis will make more changes at the next available opportunity. 3 subs and White set to come on for City SC. Martel nearly lost it, able to corral possession back in. Betcher, the give and the go. Gonna roll this through. Wanted Ostrak, who was crashing in on goal. And it was cleared away by Austin FC. It does concede the corner, though. The team in white will move forward. Their 3rd corner of this match, 1st of the second half. City SC, 179 corners last season. Now City will make those changes as Watts and Betcher will come off. Timo Bumgartel will come on for the first time today. Hartel, in swinging ball, headed away. There's Bumgartel. Joined on a free transfer to this St. Louis club from Schalke 04. One of St. Louis's additions this offseason. Up to Hebert now, and Hebert has to backtrack. You have to give credit to the way Austin FC has defended this afternoon. Long pass from Berkey up ahead. Jashkalainen couldn't run that down, and it is out for a goal kick for Brad Stuver. Defender goes to ground. It won't matter. Hebert able to win it back for St. Louis City. City SC still looking to find a way to break down this Austin FC side. At the start of preseason training, City SC's João Klaus had said one of the issues that plagued St. Louis last year was they just weren't creative enough in their buildups and their breakdowns of other teams. Still looking for that creativity as preseason continues on. They do have 2 more cracks at the Coachella Valley Invitational. They'll take on NYCFC on the 12th of February, and then they'll finish out here at the CVI with San Jose. Brad Stuver will set things up for Austin FC. A free kick will get play back underway as we approach 80 minutes of the 90 allotted gone.
Hey! Mike!
Torres with it now for Austin FC. He'll turn and steer this one back. Drew Fisher will sound the whistle. Another free kick for Austin coming up. One of the changes made for this Austin FC team during that mass substitution minutes ago. Leo Väisänen. Väisänen missed 11 matches last season, was injured in the season opener, didn't return until May for Austin FC. Back underway off the free kick, angled toward goal, and it does skip wide. Rolled into the corner and tracked down by Diego Rubio. Here's Burton. Torres now, the 17-year-old American, is Irvin Torres. Lots of youth on the pitch at the moment for Austin FC, showcasing the strength of their developmental structure, as Stuver will give it up to Svatak. 8 international caps for the Ukrainian national team, including in Euro qualifiers. Vasilev has it now, slipped back through, it's Pompeu. Pompeu looking to roll it in behind, Vasilev catches up to it. Lays it back off to Pompeu. His pass back to Vasilev, cut out initially. Still Seliu Pompeu. Pompeu pleading his case that it was nudged out by an Austin FC defender. Drew Fisher having none of it. It will be an Austin FC throw. Rubio gives it up. Hartel's shot from distance skips wide of Stuver and the near post. Still roughly 9 minutes for St. Louis to try to find an equalizer here. And Austin FC back on possession now. 6 appearances for Svadak last season for Austin FC. He just gave it up, and now he'll get it back. Torres, back to Stuver again. Intercepted. Yarrow with another takeaway, and now Yarrow will get it back. It's rolled to the outside to Josh Yarrow. Yarrow tries to poke it back forward. Yarrow, the former San Diego Loyal and San Antonio FC defender. Both of those teams at the USL Championship level. Should say both appearances in his career for those teams at the USL Championship level. San Diego Loyal, a defunct franchise that has given way to the MLS's now newest and 30th club, San Diego FC. This volleyed to the outside by Austin, and it will skip into the hospitality area for a Roman Berkey goal kick. The aforementioned San Diego FC, MLS's newest side, in action against NYCFC on field 2 behind us. An impressive contingent of San Diego supporters has made the trek. Flags, drums, and chants can all be heard from field 2 here on field 1. That's a fan base that is very excited, very eager to get the MLS season underway. Countering now is Austin FC. Worked outside to Farkerlin. Farkerlin has to cut it back, swings it to the near post, headed in the thick of it. Austin looking for a handball, and the official disagrees as Berkey will scoop it up. Ebert feeling pressure from Barca. Back to Berkey it goes. Pressure collapsing on Berkey, has to clear it away. Up toward Vasilev, who heads it on. This is Burton now. White shirts of St. Louis City clustering around on Micah Burton. Made the smart play back to Svadak. And Stuver will try to make something happen with his feet. Turnover forced by Josh Yarrow. Short clearance from Austin FC, picked back up by St. Louis City, however. Here's Hartel. City SC wins a throw in, far touchline. Ebert now. Baumgartel surveying, looking for options. We'll send that to the far touchline. Roll it through to Hartel. Totland did a good job of taking that touch As that's to Stuver, has to bat it away from goal. Took an odd hop back toward him. Barca was looking for the give and go, instead coughed it up in his defensive third. Counter-attack building for Vasilev. Vasilev, back post cross, cleared away by Austin FC. Whipped forward toward Farkerlin, who will track that down, going one-on-one with Totland. Here's Farkerlin, centers one, falling through, left off, shot lifted high. A promising build-up for Austin FC, fizzling out at the last moment. Diego Rubio just got a hold of that one. Again, though, that's the second time in this second half we've seen Austin FC convert a St. Louis City SC turnover into a dangerous counter-attacking opportunity. Meanwhile, though, here is City SC. Pompeu will give it up to Vasilev. Switch this ball to Totland out wide. Worked up ahead to Pompeu. Here's Hebert now. Leaves it off to Vasilev outside the 18. Backheeled back to Vasilev, cross to the back post. Totland shot, equalizer! Better late than never for St. Louis City SC. And Tomas Totland, 2 goals and an assist a season ago. And now Totland puts things on level terms in the 88th minute. 1-1. City SC had been looking for some of that offensive creativity, and they find it off an Austin FC turnover, and the counterattack pays dividends for Olof Mellberg's side. Just 2 minutes before the final whistle, St. Louis City SC pulls back level. This time it's Austin FC on the receiving end of a late equalizer to potentially snatch a point away. On Wednesday, it was Austin delivering a late blow to LA Galaxy. That ultimately finished 1-1. A half minute until the full-time whistle from Drew Fisher. Given up to Vasilev. St. Louis City wanting more. Left off to Totland. Chipped back in the area, and Stuver has to lunge on top of it. A late test of Austin FC by the St. Louis City SC side, who comes alive in the match's waning minutes. We still play on despite reaching the 90th minute. This played up ahead, Fodre. This is Abarca. Both teams patiently anticipating the full-time whistle from Drew Fisher. Torres now with it at the midfield stripe. Svadak sends it to the near touchline. Here's Abarca again. Svadak will get it back. And there is the whistle from Drew Fisher. Late match heroics from Tomas Totland sees St. Louis City pull a 1-1 draw out of a hat after trailing for much of the second half. D took the lead fresh out of the halftime break, mere minutes into the second half. And just 2 minutes before full time, Tomas Totland equalizes for St. Louis City, who moves to 1-1-2 this preseason. Austin FC moves to 1-0-3 during preseason.
Congrats on your cap, man.
A hard-fought 1-1 draw between these sides.